In a village called Odemuchi, there was a young beautiful girl named Adeabi paced furiously in front of the small, clay-walled house. Her wrapper tied carelessly around her chest. The night breeze rustled the banana leaves outside. But it did nothing to cool the fire raging in her heart. Her mother, Mama Uju, stood at the doorway, arms crossed. Her face stern and unyielding. "Mama, you cannot keep treating me like a child. I am 25 years old." Adeabi yelled, her voice sharp enough to cut through the quiet night. Mama Uju sighed, shaking her head. "Adeabi, no daughter of mine will be roaming the streets at night like a wayward child. Have you forgotten where you come from? This is Igbo land. We do not disgrace our family." Adeabi clenched her fists. "Disgrace? Because I want to have fun? Do you think I will remain locked inside this house forever? This is not the olden days. Mama. People my age go out, they enjoy life. Enjoy life." Mama Uju's voice rose, her anger surfacing. "What kind of life are you talking about? The kind where young girls lose their way? The kind where you dance half-naked among men who only see you as meat? That is not life, Adeabi. That is distraction." Adeabi stepped forward, her eyes blazing. "Mama, let me go. I am not a child." Mama Uju remained firm. "As long as you live under my roof, you will obey my rules." Fury took over Adeabi. In a swift motion, she grabbed her mother's wrapper at the chest, shaking her roughly. "Mama, I am warning you. If you do not allow me to go tonight, I will never forgive you." Mama Uju gasped, struggling against her daughter's grip. "Adeabi, have you gone mad? Is this what Lagos life has done to you? You dare raise your hand against me, your mother?" Adeabi's breathing was heavy, her chest rising and falling. She could feel her heart pounding in her ears. But as she looked into her mother's shocked eyes, something inside her cracked. Suddenly, the wooden door behind them burst open. It was her younger brother, Chidi, his face filled with disbelief. "Ada. What are you doing? Let go of Mama," he shouted, rushing to separate them. Adeabi released her mother, breathing hard, her eyes wild. Mama Uju staggered back, holding her chest. Tears glistened in her eyes. "The daughter I carried in my womb for 9 months, the child I fed with my own hands, now sees me as an enemy. Chinik. What have I done to deserve this?" Guilt stabbed at Adeabi's heart, but pride refused to let her admit it. "I just want to live my life, Mama. I will not let you stop me." Mama Uju wiped her tears, her voice steady despite the pain. "Then go, Adeabi. If this is the life you choose, then go. But know this, the river that forgets its source will one day dry up." For a moment, a silence filled the compound. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Adeabi's eyes darted between her mother and Chidi, who shook his head in disappointment. With a final glare, she turned and stormed out of the compound, disappearing into the darkness of the night. But as she walked, her mother's words echoed in her mind. "A river that forgets its source will one day dry up." Would she ever return? As she made her way through the village, she could hear the distant beats of high-life music from the town square. The temptation pulled at her, but guilt nagged at her heart. She tried to shake off her mother's words, but they clung to her mind like a stubborn shadow. She met up with her friend Ifeoma at the main road. Ifeoma, dressed in a short gown, grinned as she saw Adeabi. "You finally stood up to your mother? I knew you would. Welcome to freedom, my friend." Adeabi forced a smile, pushing aside her doubts. "Let's just go. I need to forget tonight." The nightclub was packed. Music boomed through the speakers, the air thick with sweat, perfume, and cigarette smoke. Adeabi let the rhythm take over, swaying her hips as she drowned herself in the moment. Men watched her, some approached, offering drinks, but she waved them off. Tonight was about proving a point to herself, to her mother. Hours passed, and the alcohol made her head light. It was past midnight when she decided to leave. Ifeoma was nowhere in sight, lost in her own fun. Adeabi stepped outside, breathing in the cool night air. The village felt different now, less familiar, more eerie. As she walked home, her footsteps felt heavier with every step. The streets were quiet, except for the occasional bark of a distant dog. A group of young men loitered at the corner, their eyes trailing her as she passed. Fear clawed at her chest, but she kept her head high. One of them called out, "Fine girl, where are you going alone? The night is still young." She ignored them and quickened her pace. A hand suddenly grabbed her wrist. Her heart jumped. "I said, where are you going?" She yanked her hand away. "Leave me alone." Laughter followed. "Don't be rude now. We just want to talk." Panic set in. She turned and ran, her heart hammering. The men laughed behind her, but they didn't follow. When she finally reached home, she stood outside, gasping for breath. The compound was silent. She hesitated before knocking on the door. Would Mama let her in? Would Chidi look at her with disappointment again? Slowly, the door creaked open. Mama Uju stood there, her face unreadable. Adeabi's lips trembled. "Mama." Without a word, Mama Uju stepped aside, letting her daughter back into the house. No scolding, no lectures, just silence. But in that silence, Adeabi felt something heavier than words, understanding. As she lay on her mat, staring at the ceiling, she whispered to herself, "A river that forgets its source will one day dry up." Maybe Mama was right after all. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel to continue.